All right. We have action here with Team Ede and Team Meachem. So we're a little late on the commentary to get going, but hopefully we're in for a great game with these guys. We're just part way into the seconds for the first end. Right, I think this is the first time these two teams have battled out this year on the tour, so it'll be interesting for the guys to get the feel for one another. They're playing on sheet 1. Sheet 1 can be a little tricky, especially with the cold air coming through there. It's a tough sheet to keep the ice very consistent, but I know Jason's been doing a great job on it, and I think the boys will really enjoy the conditions today. Braden with a nice hit stick. Looks like they're sitting 2 now. The lineup here for the teams, just if we're interested in that, we have Logan Ede skipping his team, and he's got Braden Grindheim playing in the third. And in place of Michael Holm, they've got Dean Grindheim playing with them. And then Austin Krupski shooting lead rocks. In the Team Meachem group, we can see there's one spare in there, but Shaun Meachem is skipping. And in place of third Brady Sharback, we have Catlin Schneider, who's filling in, who's normally with Team Flash, as we all know. They've Meachem and Catlin are great buddies. They used to play together quite a bit, and so it was great that Catlin could come and fill in for Brady as he's having to work this weekend up in Saskatoon. Then we have Braden Stewart as second, and Jared Latos as throwing lead rocks. Normally skipped by Jeff Chambers present, and that's myself. So I managed to have to stay at home this weekend, so I decided that I would help out and do a little commentary. So we'll see how that goes. All right, Catlin. Few rocks in play on this end, but mostly keeping it pretty clean. Most likely be trying a little bit of hit and roll here. It's a good little movement over there, and that'll put a little pressure on the guys to see what they can do. Looks like they're looking at trying to get the double out of this one. Sweeping it pretty hard. Going to be pretty close here. Beautiful touch early on there to clean it up. It does leave the option to get behind a couple guards here, so Shaun will see if he can find his way in there. Next to the sweepers, they're pretty close on the weight, so they're going to keep a close eye on this one as it's coming in. Looks like it's got terrific line, so let's see if the guys judged it well on the weight. And they did so indeed. Great shot there. Looks like they're going to try to follow him inside there. They think they can see enough to get a piece of it with the curl. Ice conditions have been just absolutely fantastic for the guys. Championship ice for sure with the curl and the speed. So they'll be all the teams have been enjoying that. All right, doesn't look too happy with this one. Looks to be a little wide. Give Team Meachem an opportunity to bury another one in there. Thus probably forcing the out-turn draw. Actually, sorry, this is the last one. So yes, he's just going to be throwing one in there to try to get his deuce to start off. They just saw this one, so without the early jump, all signs look like it's a pretty good spot. Brooms are down. Nice solid clean. Nice solid deuce to start off the game.
The experience is back. We'll welcome you with our unique brand of First Nation hospitality and exclusive entertainment options. Play any of our hundreds of slot machines or electronic and live table games, enjoy a Sega burger, or possibly become Saskatchewan's next Smoke Signals millionaire. Stop by any of our casinos. We can't wait to see you. For more information, visit any Sega casino website.
Water damage on your roof, but repair costs out of your budget? Try Innovation Credit Union's Quick Loans. Fast approvals, low interest, no hidden annual fees, and flexible payment plans. Get the cash you want today. Apply online in minutes.
All right, we're back, everybody. So after a solid deuce in the first by Team Meachem, we're into a straight-up shot. So Jared with a couple great shots there, a center guard, and then following it in. And Team Ede followed with a nice corner guard, and now they're going to try to sit in there for the freeze, make things a little interesting. Okay, nice little tap there. Looks like they're just going to try to freeze another one in there. Braden Stewart's up to shoot. Alright, looks like to be a little heavy. They're watching this come all the way down. They might go for a little plan B tick here, which they got. So change things up a little bit from what they planned, but I'm sure they'll be able to make that work. Now Dean's going to have a good look at this, and interesting situation going on now for them. Definitely a hole to get through there, but awfully tight. But they've decided that they believe it's worth the risk, so they're going to go for that one. Early sweep, moving up on them a little bit, so this is definitely going to change things around. Looks like Team Meachem is going to waste no time at trying to get another one in there. Alright, just a little heavy with that one, so Braden having a little trouble finding his weight control. Looks like it's a little faster, and typically a little bit of the home ice advantage here is that typically in the second end and the fourth end it's a little bit faster coming home, and it usually catches guys off guard. So typically we see a lot of missed shots that are thrown a little too hard, typically in that second and fourth end. All right, let's see what we have here. So nice little shot thrown. Looks like Dean threw a very nice one in there. So that's definitely going to create some sort of issue for sure about how they're going to get that out, or whether they're going to just basically draw and freeze and see if they can shrink the scoring zone down. Try to get a force. Or they've decided they're going to clear some house here by the looks of it. So Catlin's ready. I think we're might see some heat on this one. Definitely very accurate at his upweight shots. Looks like we're going to move a few around here. No, just picked out the front one. Now they've decided that they're going to try to guard that up. They kind of like the situation the way it is right now. So they're going to put another guard up there. A lot of times you won't see throwing a guard up, especially on the center when you have the hammer, especially when only sitting one. So the guys will definitely have a conversation about this, whether they like that or not. Yeah, it's going to have a little talk about that that situation for sure. So they'll go through the pros and cons here and see what they can come up with for a shot. But the position of the rocks, they could be looking at the multiple ends, so they want to make sure that they go through all the scenarios here for sure. Definitely a great discussion. It's good to see that they're going through the scenarios. You don't want to ever leave somebody out there stranded on a strategy or complain later about not doing a shot. Always make sure, if it's pretty important to you, that you get down there and you discuss it and work it out with one another so that everybody's on the same page. Okay, so it looks like they're gonna think about splitting their own, just moving one over and putting the other in behind cover. So I think that's definitely what Dean was saying, and Dean's a pretty established player himself. He was on the mixed end, or the Saskatchewan mixed end club championship this year for Saskatchewan. So he's no stranger to competition. So his knowledge out there will definitely help the young guys along. They're terrific shooters, and just like all of us, we're constantly learning the best strategies out there. Regardless of your strategy, still got to make the shot though, and that's sometimes the hardest part. All right. Came down and moved a few things around there, and now sitting 2. A pretty good position. This is definitely not going to be an easy one, regardless of what they decide to go with. So they're looking at a couple options again. Looking at that high run back with the yellow into the reds to try to move a lot of things around, which would definitely open things up as well. Definitely not an easy shot, but definitely going to take a good look at that. All right, all the boys have gone down to have a look, and they're comfortable with the run back, and again, just with the skill that Catlin brings with the high weight and the accuracy, these are go from low percentage shots to high percentage shots. So it's actually a strategy move, an aggressive move rather than just a bailing one, and they'll intend to make this for sure, and they're going to want to see at least 2 of the red rocks out. All right, he got on this a little early, so that's a sign of throwing it a little tight. So definitely didn't get the outcome they wanted, but definitely moved things around and got rid of a couple stones, so should be able to make that work. And Logan's pretty happy right now too, as he's sitting 2 and he's still throwing with the hammer. So things are looking very positive for them on a bounce back end after giving up 2 in the first end. Austin had a quick time on that one and felt it was a little heavy at first, but now they're going to go hard at the end. See what they can get for their line. Both going real hard on this one. Decided to do a little bump and roll, and it looked like it worked out pretty good. Definitely leaves the option for the double, half rock double. And this is right up Shaun's forte. He loves the, he's definitely not afraid of the weight. He's very, very accurate, as many teams know out there. This is kind of his shot, so you can probably expect to see this one getting rid of a couple red rocks. And definitely being tested early on here for sure. Is facing 3 in this situation, so let's see if we can get a nice clean throw off and that they judge the ice properly. Getting a little tight off the beginning. Just not totally sharp with that one, and just got the hit and roll instead, but definitely put the yellow into a dangerous spot. That's going to make them think for sure whether they want to try to do anything with that or avoid it and come on the other side. As they discuss this is a good chance for me to personally thank the curling stadium for offering such high quality viewing, to be able to sit at home and to watch our favorites online competing, especially on days like this where the roads are quite nasty out there and the weather is cold and we can't always make it down to the rink, and so it's nice to be able to check out these games. So it's very appreciative. I'm very glad that the Swift Current Curling Club partnered up with them this year, and it leads for just great viewing. So thank you very much, Curling Stadium, for that. You'll also see our local sponsors that will come up periodically, and so have a look at them. It's because of them that we can afford to get into this kind of technology and to keep the ability to have such great ice right here at Swift Current. And as it's an expensive process, so thanks to all those sponsors that you see coming up on your screen. All right, they tried to come down and draw. I actually tapped the Yellowstone back a little bit. Still sitting, it's sitting third shot still, but will definitely be something that Shaun might use to get rid of some reds, or he'll look on the other side to see if he can easily double on the other side without disrupting that yellow. So you're going to take a good look at those angles. Looks like the double on the out turn is the easiest shot here for them that they see to get rid of those two. So that's what they're going to go with. So Catlin will get the broom down, and hopefully Shaun can throw a nice solid rock down there and get rid of two. With the looks of that ice, this is going to be a pretty quick one, probably about a 6.5 second, maybe a 7 second takeout here for sure. So Sweepers aren't on it yet. Looks like they need it to curl a bit, but it's pretty close. And very successful. Nice shot. Leaving the guys to come down to full 4 for the draw to get their second shot, or they might choose to take out instead for their deuce. Looks like they're going to go with the hit and stick, which is probably the easier one. Throw a nice controlled hit down there, get their bounce back deuce, just like it was drawn up. Alright, good solid slide and delivery. The guys aren't jumping it, so we know it's pretty close.
Cooperatives have been part of Western Canada for generations. We've seen a lot of good years together, and a few tough ones. But we never stop moving forward, doing the work, seeding the future. And right now, 160 co-ops and 500 communities are doing just that. We are a different kind of business. We are Western Canadian. We are co-op.
Okay, we're back in action here. And Austin Krupski threw in a nice tight guard just off the center. And Team Meachem decided they're going to try to follow them right in there, leaving it partly open. So looks like Logan wants Austin, our southpaw, out there to do another little hit and stick here. So. And just while we're doing that, we'll do a couple highlights for you. So after end number 1 on sheet 2, we have Jesse St. John with a 1 point in the first end over Cars. Kelly Knapp off to a really good start, scored a 5-ender on Team Jacobson in the first end. Sheet 4, Howard is up 1-0 over Bem. Sheet 5, we have Andrews and Zurlov. They had a tied in the first end at 0. And then in sheet 6, Kirkpatrick got 1 in the first end. So we'll make sure we update you as you go, but all games are being streamed live from the Swift Current Curling Club website. So you can pick your favorite or watch multiples if you have enough devices. But we're here live with Team Ede and Meachem, both getting deuces in their first 2 ends. So we've got a nice tight match, and should expect a great game here. All right, Team Ede's chosen to go for the open one. Keep it clear. Looks like Shaun wants to get really aggressive on this end, so he's going to choose to freeze to this one to try to generate multiple stones into the house, rather than just keeping it clean and sitting 2. A little aggressive approach. Let's have a look at how he makes out with this one. Braden's a huge asset to have at second. He's got all the weights. He can throw the soft shot, but then when needed, he can turn around and throw the up weight peel very accurately. Superb sweeper, just a great all-around player. He plays a lot as he's very busy as he plays in the mixed curling in the two-person mix, sorry, and they had quite the season, just missing out the final qualifying spot to which would have been in Portage, but ended up being canceled. But they had a really good season out there, him and Shay. And Shay's currently in Assiniboia, battling it out with on Team Sherry Anderson. That's happening at the Provincial Scotties in Assiniboia. Back to a clean house, so they're going to try to just hit and roll over and spread the house out a little bit and continue to try to sit 2. That worked out real nicely. Got a little kiss off that one, I believe, off the center one. So it knocked it more behind cover and gave a perfect roll. So Team Meachem sitting pretty good with the third rocks coming up to play. So, well, we're going back to trying to get that freeze on there. So, not content with just sitting 2 in the house, I guess he's going to try to generate opportunity to get even more in there. Guys are on it pretty early here. Let's see if Catlin found it. Line's pretty good. Just can the guys get it all the way there? That's the question now. And they did. It's a fine shot, but it's not second shot. So that's going to open up the opportunity to have the run back here, which they're jumping all over. So let's see if Brandy can find that shot down there. Austin was on that earlier, trying to hold that line the best he could, but just unfortunately a little too tight for him. So just a hit and roll over. So now this gives the opportunity for Meachem to come down and do some sort of hit or tap, and now they will be able to sit 3. It looks like it's a pretty close one here. Nice clean coming down, and it is. So that little gamble of the freeze has led to the opportunity, just as I mentioned earlier, so that they could generate multiple, and now they are sitting 3. So that'll force the double issue here. It is a pretty straightforward double, but you still got to hit that broom and put on the right weight to get them. So always good to get your opponents looking at rocks. Oh, unfortunately, you got wide on that one, and that one will sting a little bit. So now Team Meachem will have to decide where they want to put another one. Most would say that they'd probably try to throw out to the other side, but Meachem also sees that that is normally a pretty routine double, and I know Logan will want that shot back, because guaranteed if he gets that chance again, he would be hoping to make that for sure. Just got away from him on that one. Oh, looks like they're going to go to the other side and maybe give him another look at some other double or the same one. We're going to find out maybe shortly. Catlin trying to egg them on there to get it just that much further, as it looks a little light, unfortunately. So maybe just going a little wider than they needed to. Gets caught along that sideboards. It's definitely a lot heavier over there. So maybe a little mistake there by the skipper to take that shot where they could have used the better ice, maybe on the edge of the 4 to take one in, but yeah, it's unfortunate that they let that opportunity slip by. Just got out too wide for what they wanted to do there. All right, so Logan gets his second crack at this. Let's see if he can put it down there better. Definitely a lot closer. And just as expected, made no mistake that time. So yeah, unfortunate decision there by Team Meachem to give him that same shot, but they're still in good shape here, as they've got the free draw for their deuce, and I'm sure they learned something from that last one. And
It's time to give your old phones a fresh start. When you donate your old phones at a SaskTel store, we put phones and phone cards into the hands of people in transition shelters fleeing domestic abuse and youth transitioning out of social services care. Be the reason behind someone's fresh start. Learn more at SaskTel.com/fresh start.
Water damage on your roof, but repair costs out of your budget? Try Innovation Credit Union's quick loans. Fast approvals, low interest, no hidden annual fees, and flexible payment plans. Get the cash you want today. Apply online in minutes.
Really got it, girl. Hard got it. Keep going. You're there.
Okay, so Shaun managed to get their his last draw into the house there, and they managed to get their deuce. Was looking like an end to score definitely 3 or even more, but beautiful double by Logan there, and hit the bailout button just nicely, and so forced Shaun into just the draw to get their 2, which is fantastic, and now they're back into it, and now they have an open end, so it'll be interesting. We got only 2 guards out front and in, so it's they're getting right at this, and Logan's not afraid. He's going to try to follow them right in there, and I think end number 4 is just going to be a battle here. It should be fun to watch. Right, pretty little decent come around, but that's something that Shaun is actually looking as a positive for them, because it just got to the back button. So now if Braden can throw a nice little freeze down there, and even almost to the inside, if he can get to nose, I think he'd find it ideal, and just be able to put some really serious pressure on Logan there if they can get the lock on here right on the button. Well, unfortunately, we've got one of the dreaded picks out there, so that didn't, by the time I made it halfway down, it was grab something and gone. So it's one of the hard parts about this game, is just you have no control over is getting those picks, and it will happen, and the key to that is just shake it off, and it is what it is. It can happen to anybody out there at any given time, so let that go, move on. But this definitely opens it up so that Dean here can throw one in there and see if he can bury 2 in there for shot. All right, beautiful touch there. Sitting 2 in behind cover. So definitely the guys took advantage of that pick that happened. And so now Meachem's going to have to figure out, do we want to open it up? And that's what they're going to do. They're going to clear house so that they can start trying to do some takeouts and clean things up here before it gets too messy with red rocks. And there's very few better out there than Braden at clearing out the top. It was a very smooth double, as if it was just that easy. And for Braden, sometimes it is that easy. He's such a solid shooter, so controls his high speed shots so well. Alright, looks like the guys are going to go with a guard here. I didn't see where they finalized tap. I assume that they're going to bring it in pretty tight here. I was looking at a mid guard. And depending on the team that you play, you might change these kind of shots where you would just come in and keep it clean. But with the accuracy that you have with Braden and then Catlin, and then of course Meach falling right behind that, it's pretty hard to hide rocks. So you're going to see that Team Meachem is not afraid to run back rocks, whether it's their colors or not. They're very comfortable in throwing the high weight, and here comes Catlin with one of those big run backs. Alright, sorry, there's just a little delay on my end there, but he definitely successfully ran that back into the pile. Didn't get rid of the reds how they were hoping, but definitely opened things up. And now they have a yellow one out front, so definitely will change. So Logan will still like the scenario. Rocks aren't in a perfect spot, but they are 2 red rocks, and they are in the house with him with hammer. So he's going to try to come around and bury one, probably top 4. See if he can get one hidden behind that guard. And that'll probably force Team Meachem into trying a hit and roll on that outside one on the edge of the 4. Okay, well, boys will be a little sad to see that one come up short, and especially they left quite the angle going back there, so that definitely will go into the favor of Team Meachem now if they have to run that in now. So that gives them a free shot here to try to get on the outside one and a little rollover. So Braden jumped on this early, telling us that it's probably a little bit tight, but no, he laid off, so he's very close here. Nice solid shot. Might have just overcalled that sweep a little bit. Got to realize that also Braden's a solid sweeper too. He can lean on it, and he can literally get that rock to fall a touch. So great job all in one, and now they're sitting pretty good. So Logan's just going to try to go with the little hit and I assume a little roll to the inside. So this is Brandon now coming down. Looks like he got this one a little wide, so we're going to worry about the jam on the back one, I'm pretty sure. And that was an unfortunate miss there that he definitely would want back now. So big change in this end. over a couple stones. And at this level, if you get those little misses, it can come back and bite you really quick. So guys are going to decide where they want to put that rock best to see if they can get a steal out of this, or a minimum a force of 1. By the looks of it, the ice, they're going to try to half bury this one in behind the front 2, which will leave a freeze to the back 4, but that will also allow Team Meachem to come in there again too. So let's see what they're going to do here. Great line, a little heavier than they wish, but still a great shot. So forces the action in. I think they would have liked that about a foot shorter, but still above the tee line, which is a good thing. So they're going to kind of come down there with, guessing, probably about hack weight. Just try to get to the inside, move that yellow back, creating somewhat of a wall, and trying to get their shooter a little bit behind cover. Logan looked up right away after throwing that one as if in disgust, but the shot looks pretty darn close. So, well, looks like he did get it a little high, but still not bad at all. Knocked it out the back, so just maybe a touch overthrow on that one. I think that's what he knew right as soon as he let it go, that he was just a little fast with it. So now, as straightforward as this looks, he's still got to hit just enough of it to get it back past the back one, and yet try to get that little roll inside. So again, got to be pretty precise. A jam here, a little outside, and it jams, and all of a sudden you give up your deuce, so, but Shaun will be just thinking, just make the shot, take a look at that room. Let the sweepers make the shot for you. He's coming out with softer weight so that he can use those sweepers a little bit more for this shot. Looks like it's curling quite a bit. He should be in good shape here. Fantastic shot. Even managed to move the back one out there, so there's no backing there, and hit it to the back. So fantastic shot by Shaun there, and now to force the guys into basically the same shot he just threw, and he'll just try to get to nose and knock that to the back and get their one and move on from there and try to steal. So he'll be looking for the same shot he just threw. Well, he doesn't look happy with this one. They're trying to curve it over there. Austin's doing his best, definitely getting some movement. Got a big chunk of it. Will it stick around? It will not. That will be a steal of one for Meachem.
Pair up super fast internet and incredible TV for applause-worthy savings.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.
Water damage on your roof but repair costs out of your budget? Try Innovation Credit Union's quick loans. Fast approvals, low interest, no hidden annual fees, and flexible payment plans. Get the cash you want today. Apply online in minutes.
It's getting pretty late. You might guard it. You might guard it if we do that. Yeah. A little early. How's the weight? Yep, hard. Hard. Feel. Hard. That's good. Hard. You got to go hard. That's good. Hard. Room. That's good.
All right, back to action. Thanks to those sponsors out there that you just watched the commercials for, that keep our feeds going for us. So we appreciate that very much. Along, you'll see our local sponsors in the bottom right-hand corner. Those are our many local sponsors that help us continue to be able to put such great product out there. So we thank them. We're back in action. 5-2 after 4. Maybe for those that just would like a little update out there on the other sheets. On sheet 2, we have a big start out by Jesse St. John over Michael Cars. It is 5-0 after 3 for St. John. And then we have Jacobson that battled back with 2 in the second, but then Knapp back with another 2. So Team Knapp is up over Jacobson 7-2 after 3. Sheet 4, there's a slight delay in there. We're showing that after 2 ends, Bem and Howard tied at 1 apiece. Andrews and Zuravlov, they are tied at 1 apiece after 3. And then we have Team Dice over Team Kirkpatrick 2-1 after 3. I'll try to make sure I can keep everybody updated. But again, all games you can see live thanks to Curling Stadium and the Swift Current Curling Club on the Swift Current Curling Club website. All right, back to action at hand here. Team Meachem out to a good start. They've got their rocks in some nice spots here. So Logan will be doing a little bit of chasing here. So see if Dean can get rock into a good spot to force Meachem to chasing them a little bit. So Mr. Krupsty's on this hard right off the bat. Held it very good, made the shot, but unfortunately just rolled out to the outside. Looks like Shaun's going to ask Braden to loop around here. with the amount of late swing that they can get out here, they can probably half to 3/4 even bury the rock if they get it swinging right. But this one's hanging out a little bit on him. Jared might try at the end here if he can. Came up a little short, so maybe he had called for a guard. I missed that original call there. All right, this allows Logan to get in behind there now that they've created that guard. So definitely something happened in the communication there with Braden's last shot. Let's see if Dean can find a way in here. All right, Shaun's going to try to help this one as far back as he can. So it ends up just in the back 12 foot, allowing the guys now the opportunity to come in. Let's see if Catlin can find that weight and bury one in there. We can just see over in sheet 2, an update was St. John managed to find another 2 on cars, so that's up 5-0 on those guys. All right, Catlin just let go of this one a little wide. So I think they're going to change plans, see if they can take it back a little bit further, because it just didn't get the curl just on the release there. He just set it a little bit outside and just never caught the ball. This allows Brandon here to have an opportunity to get a little inside roll, so that would definitely change things up here and put some pressure on Team Meachem. Austin's on this all the way early. Just telling me the line should be pretty good. Fact, a little overswept there, so again, little communication issue there. They just had to get Austin off it a little sooner, and they would have got that curl they needed to get that roll. So just having a little bit of trouble figuring out the ice. See if Catlin can find this. There's a couple options here. They could have gone for the little bit inside roll, or they could make the back double. In this situation, they're going to want to try to get the inside roll, as they would still be sitting 2. It's just not curling, so Jared's going to try to get on it to get a little bit of curl for them. But not going to work. And moved on the back one. So now they changed up the situation of where that red rock is at the back. So Logan will still want to get that hit and roll in behind, but now that will also bring in the opportunity for the jam as well. So they got to be pretty careful on this shot where they hit it. Okay, so very unfortunate because they only got a partial roll and they got the jam. So now all of a sudden this is changing around a fair bit the strategy. Where Catlin's first call was just hit it and roll over to sit 3. That will allow Logan to draw in, but he will be looking at 3 rocks. Instead of the risk, if you try to get to the inside, if you end up jamming back there, then all of a sudden you could bring a deuce into play. So there's a couple different factors here for sure to consider. I think they're going to go with the safe route and try to just hit and roll over to the open side and leave Logan the draw in, which in that case, Meachem would be able to just draw in on top of them to shrink up the scoring area. Braden putting a hard sweep on. Looks like the line's going to be very good. And exactly what they were looking for. Just a nice little hit and roll over. Assuming Logan will look at the little bit of hit and roll. Try to get this one buried in behind there. He really wants to walk away, scoring a deuce on this end. Looks like a nose hit. No, got a little bit of roll, but enough. Assuming probably they just want to make this disappear, and they're not too worried about sitting around as they already have 2 in the house. So I assume that they'll throw some up weight at this one and just knock it through the opening, and then allow Logan his draw for 1. That way, take control of the scoreboard, being up 5-3. But the hammer would be a great place to be. But they're having another look. They might want to try to make this tougher on him by trying to come in there with a little more of a finesse shot, maybe, and just hit and just roll over a touch so that they choke off his draw, and forcing him to do a hit and roll to try to get shots. So they're going to decide right now whether that's worth the risk of jamming at the back. That looks like the work they're going to do. They're going to take more of the safe route here, get the hit and roll over, and not mess around with the chance of jamming it right at the back. Well, they've got Braden on this early, which is telling me it's going to be a little tight, so that back one could come into play. Let's have a look. No, perfect shot. Beautifully done. So now the draw definitely, the hole has got a lot tighter, but there's definitely room there. But great shot by Shaun there to finish that in, and forces Logan into making his draw through the port to get his single. All right, they haven't touched it yet. Definitely has to curl. Must have some weight too, otherwise they would have been sweeping, but it looks like they've got a beauty in here. Oh no, it was heavy, so last minute plan B was to try to hold that line, and that didn't work. So fortunately, again, just not sharp on that one and lost 3.
So we're northwest of Saskatoon today. We're putting in a field of wheat for a organization called Harvest for Kids, which helps send kids to camp across the world. Today I'm operating a T9.560 with a 7200 Flexicoil precision hoe drill. It is a 60-foot unit as well as a P4580 tank. This is a brand new unit for us this spring. We started seeding with this about a good week ago. We did have a few hiccups along the way, some monitor issues which have been dealt with and sorted out. So big thanks to the crew at Robertson for figuring that out for us. The things that we like about this drill are the opener design and the way that we can easily change depth. We don't have to run around with any tools, it's just a simple knob adjustment. And we're big fans of the cart. The metering system, the accuracy of it so far has been really good. And it's very simple to change or recalibrate between crops. So for us, this unit will help us put in more acres per day, which is what we needed and why we upgraded to this unit. And we're hoping to put in a nice crop of wheat today to send some more kids to camp.
Okay, we're back, and Jared's throwing his second rock here, trying to come behind the first one that he threw nice and tight to the rings. And there's very few that can do it better than Jared. I've had the opportunity to coach this Team Meachem team the last few years, and watching Jared come on, there's very few that can throw that guard up and come around it so well as him. His percentages are always high, and he's always a threat to every other lead out in the game. So hats off, Jared, and just as always, keeping it going well and throwing up those great shots. But then again, not to be outdone, a very skilled young man, Austin Krupski. His dad's Jason Krupski, which I've had the opportunity to play against many times. And but Austin has a beautiful thrower, as you can see, put up pretty much 2 perfect corner guards there to give his team a chance to try to generate something this end. And he's also an absolutely solid sweeper. Got to work with him at a high performance camp as one of the coaches there, and his technique really impresses me, both throwing and his sweeping ability is just fantastic. And so he's going to be a huge asset going forward on the teams that he plays with, for sure. All right, so Team Meachem calls for Brady to stick another one in there, which Brady did pretty much perfectly. So basically looking exactly like you want your end to look like. And so we'll see a great end here. So now Logan's looking for a little bit of hit and roll, or maybe trying to get rid of a lot of this granite. Actually, it's set up to get rid of 2 or 3 rocks here. He'll be wanting his shooter probably to stick around if he could, so he'll just run this back. Looks like a double jam, which you do not see very often, but just the angles weren't great. But the benefit is they have 3 of their red rocks out front now, so anything can happen as long as you get your rocks in the right spot. So Shaun will keep the pressure on by trying to bring another one in and making them move a lot of granite. All right, see if I can get us some updates. We have on sheet 2 that St. John got another 3 and 4, so they have shaken hands with Cars, so that game is done. And we still are after 3. We haven't been updated, so Knapp is up on Jacobson 7-2. We've got a score of 3-1 for Team Howard over Bem. We have a score of 3-2 after 5 for Zaravlov over Andrews. And Dice is just narrowing out Kirkpatrick by 3-1 after 4. All right, the guys threw some more weight there, and unfortunately only got rid of the couple rocks there. So moving things around for sure. Left a yellow out front, but now there's only 1 yellow in the house, and it's at the back of the 4. So things are looking a lot better for Logan and Team Ede, but they're going to have to start generating some points, so they're going to have to start lobbing some red rocks in there to catch up to the big lead that Team Meachem has over them. Just fantastic touch there. Unfortunately, it slipped a little deep on them. As good as that looks, being behind the button allows them to throw the same shot in there and freeze on top. And with 2 yellow rocks there, that would be very difficult to get that red one out. So just a touch heavy on that one by Catlin. Okay, looks like it's coming in very nicely here. Guys are really hard on the sweep at the end, trying to get it all the way to the button. They want to freeze this on right to the rock. Good shot. Another 8 inches would have been absolutely outstanding, but they will definitely take that. Leads for a pretty tough one, which will get Shaun looking at this one pretty hard. They're going to want to make some kind of play on it. They're going to try to corner freeze this one. If they get the corner freeze on, obviously it does a lot of different things. It could take away the scoring area, leave more additional options for when they decide to run back. But they decide to go with the run back right now, so Catlin will throw the high heat right down the center line here. See if he can get that straight back. An absolute pistol by Catlin there as he leaves that center one there, gets the run back, and now yellow sitting to and above the button. So that was just an absolutely perfect shot, and if I was scoring that, that would have got the bonus points for sure. Logan will be probably forced into a corner freeze here. I don't see much else that they can do right at this point. So they'll probably try to just come down there and either just tap it or freeze to it for now. Just trying to generate something that they can get at in the next few shots. Looks like this one's going to come up a little bit short on him. Guys are having a tough day. They're a young squad. It's fantastic to see them out there and battling out on the tour. And they're fresh out of junior in the last couple of years here, so it's just great to see such a good junior squad out there battling away. Normally they have Michael home too as well, and again, I was fortunate enough to work with him at a high performance camp. Actually, most of this team, and Sim Michael is so sound technically, just a fantastic player. I'm not sure why he couldn't make it this weekend, but sparing for him was Dean Grindheim, so that was great that he filled in there for the boys. And yeah, it's just great to see great young talent, and we're going to see a lot of them in the future for sure. And the veteran out here, Shaun Meachem, is throwing now.
Where are we? Line's really good. Nope, no, straight. Going sideways now. Oh, God. Yeah, won't out.
He is trying to throw a guard out there just to take away the angle run from them as an option. So forcing the big run back. This is a long run back attempt, but sure would be nice to see him be able to label this one and get some of that confidence back for him. He spreads off a couple off the front. Opening. Meach will probably try to throw this, I'm guessing, probably top 12. Maybe full 12. Just trying to cut off the draw for them. Nice solid slide. Jared always being right there ready to jump on it, which he was. Guys are working this one a little bit. Weight must be good because they're having a good look at it right now. Solid hard sweep at the end to clean it up. Looks like they're trying to come right up on the corner. I would have thought that they were going to try to take off that outside draw a little bit more, but they didn't quite take enough ice for that, so left them the draw to the edge of the button. I'm probably going to assume handshakes regardless here, but sure would be nice to see Logan put this right onto that button there to finish this off. Guys are on it pretty good. They're going hard. Looks like they need a little more though. They managed to drag that in there, so Good end shot for Logan there, and handshakes were all around. Thanks everybody for watching. Hopefully I wasn't too annoying for the speech. Thank you everybody, and thanks to our sponsors again, and definitely Curling Stadium.
Swift Current is affordable and safe, offering a high quality of life with a robust business environment, diverse economy, and thriving arts, culture, and recreation scene. We want it to be that way for generations to come. Good financial planning is a big part of that. The city is responsible for providing services that have a big impact on everyday life. Electricity and clean water, curbside waste collection and disposal, transit, new roads, intersections, and stoplights, road and sidewalk maintenance, street sweeping and snow plowing, police, fire, and emergency response, bylaw services, parks and trails, swimming lessons, summer kid camps, and other recreation programs, playgrounds, splash pads, golf courses, and arenas, our library, art gallery, and museum, festivals and sporting events, and much more. City Services provides the foundation for Swift Current's safe, healthy, and growing community, and will help us achieve our vision of 25 by 25. Approximately 61% of your property taxes remain with the city. The rest is collected on behalf of our local school divisions. Other sources of revenue include utility rates, government grants and transfers, and revenue from our own sources. We plan our budget carefully to help make the decisions about where, when, and how your money is spent. To learn more about Swift Current's budget and services, visit swiftcurrent.ca.
Like you, we're hard at work, focused on giving you exactly what you need to get the job done. We're committed to providing you with the right solution for any application, and dedicated to customizing our products and services to fit your needs. SMS Equipment. Your solutions, our commitment.
So the difference is Infinet gives us a direct fiber optic connection. Therefore, we have lots of capacity to deliver every packet. And Optimum in-home Wi-Fi uses band steering to deliver consistent performance in every room. That, combined with the bandwidth of Infinet, means that we can have all...
Infinet is fast, it's consistent, and direct to our door.
Or 2.4 or 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi.
Enjoy the speed of Infinet with